Good afternoon. Welcome, everyone. My name is Francisco Lanacci. I'm the Managing Director for Cipher Technologies. Before we begin, I would like to acknowledge that we are gathered today on the traditional territory of the signatories to Treaty 6. I also acknowledge the Métis people of Alberta who have a deep connection with this land. I'm joined today by the Honorable Doug Schweitzer, Minister of Jobs, Economy, and Innovation, by Laura Kilcrease, the CEO of Alberta Innovates, and by Mark Cuglietta, a project manager here at Cipher Technologies. For over 35 years, Cipher Technologies has helped our clients tackle the most challenging technical problems in their efforts to improve safety, operational efficiency, and environmental performance, and this in a continuously evolving energy industry. We are thrilled to be hosting everyone here at our facility in Edmonton for an update on the funding that will help Alberta become an even stronger competitor in clean energy technologies. So with that, I would like to invite Minister Schweitzer to the podium to provide more details. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for hosting this event here. For those of you that aren't familiar with this facility, it is just one of a kind in Canada with what they can do here, the research and development that can happen here at the Cipher facility. Again, this is a true asset for the province of Alberta. And it's also why this announcement is so exciting here today. And that Alberta is continuing to lead on all things energy, and particularly clean energy that is needed around the world. And with what we're doing here, taking the TIER funding, we're taking $50 million from the TIER fund and leveraging that in 23 strategic projects that are here in Alberta that we're leveraging with the private sector involvement, post-secondary involvement, and cutting-edge research in so many different areas of the energy kind of matrix of what makes up our energy sector. So we're talking about projects in everything from all forms of hydrogen. So how do we get more hydrogen into our pipelines? How do we take engines that are there in a conventional trucking atmosphere and turn that into a hydrogen-driven engine? How do we take methane out of basically reduce methane emissions, leveraging artificial intelligence and machine learning? These strategic projects that we're investing in here today, 23 of them, are going to create 1,300 jobs in Alberta in partnership with the private sector. On top of that, it's going to add $169 million to Alberta's GDP. Now, why is this important for Alberta? I mean, Alberta is known as being a leader in the energy industry, period. We are an energy leader internationally. Now, with a big global push for net zero and other commitments that companies have made, it's these strategic investments that are happening right now in real time in Alberta that are key, that are going to provide the technologies that are going to solve the world's challenges. And it's Alberta companies that are at the forefront of this that's happening right now in Alberta. And it's just so encouraging to see the quality of the projects that come forward. Laura Kilcrease is our CEO of Alberta Innovates, and she'll be able to tell you a little bit more. But when you think about Alberta Innovates, they have everything that comes in the door there, ranges from Dragon's Den presentations of somebody that has an idea in their garage, all the way up to the highest end of sophistication of projects being brought forward by some of the biggest companies in Canada. So it has that whole spectrum of innovation that's happening at Alberta Innovates. And this right here, what we've asked them to do to scour for different projects and come up with these 23 quality projects that are going to lead to material reductions in emissions, continue to have Alberta at the forefront of energy is critical. And again, I want to reiterate, on top of that, 1,300 jobs for Albertans through the strategic initiative, continuing to have Alberta at the forefront of all things energy. So thank you so much to Laura and your team for putting this together, and I'll turn it over to the CEO of Alberta Innovates, Laura Kilcrease.
Well, thank you, Minister Schweitzer. We're absolutely delighted you can be here today. Thank you, Francisco. This is a phenomenal facility for industry. Cipher does exceptional work. And I want to commend you on the continuing work that you're doing here, Francisco. I'm pleased to join you in announcing the TIER Economic Recovery Program money today. Alberta Innovates is very excited to be a partner in managing this advancing TIER program. These projects are going to help to strengthen not just Alberta's resources industry, but its clean tech sector as well. And in fact, that'll have a profound effect across the globe, even though that work is originally done here. You know, those 23 projects were not easy to choose. There were 279 proposals originally, and with great effort from some of our team members, we got through the evaluation of those projects. The kind of projects, to give you an idea, that the minister was talking about is for low carbon, zero emissions in hydrogen plants, for AI-driven multi-sensor data fusion, for scaling up production of circular plastics renewal, for looking at how we can use bio-industrial fiber materials. I mean, it goes on. They are amazing, amazing projects. Through TIER making this investment, as the minister said, these projects are not going to just create the jobs that he mentioned, but they're going to increase GDP in this province and across the country. They're going to have more value. They're going to add more value to our resources and help diversify that economy. Not just oil and gas, not just clean tech sectors, not just bio-industrial, not just novel materials, but a plethora of other areas that will be affected by this. You know, as we think about what these technologies will do, they'll also enhance productivity, and they'll also allow us to move into new industries that I think are going to be very important to us. As the minister said, that $50 million was the seed corn, and not inconsequential seed corn, that was put in by the government of Alberta. And Minister, again, we thank you and Minister Nixon for this. But also, it's delivering over $215 million in value in total. What does that really mean? That really means that's more than 11,000 tons of cumulative greenhouse gases reduction by 2030. That's amazing. And so again, everything that comes out of this has a very positive effect on industry, on jobs, on GHG reduction, on all kinds of new industries that we want. So I can't say a bigger thank you, first to the minister for this privilege to be able to invest this money, to the people out there in the audience who chose those projects, to the people who are going to be the recipient of that 214 plus million. And more importantly, I'm looking forward to the return you're going to show us soon. Thank you very much. Then I would like to introduce our next speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. So, that's close. Like you, we're very pleased today that the government of Alberta has chosen to invest in innovation through CIFR Technologies. On behalf of myself and the project team working on one of the chosen projects here at CIFR, I'd like to thank the minister as well and the government of Alberta for their support. CIFR Technologies provides a third-party independent perspective to energy industry challenges, and our results have an immediate impact on our clients' operations. We do this through engineering analysis and full-scale testing. It's an exciting time for CIFR Technologies to be partnering with government, Alberta Innovates, and industry on the transition to a hydrogen-based economy. Hydrogen has been recognized as a key component in decarbonization of the energy industry and as a replacement for traditional hydrocarbon fuel sources. One of the key challenges is to help industry understand the impact of hydrogen on our existing pipeline infrastructure and equipment. The funding announced today will help advance commercial implementation of well and pipeline technologies for the hydrogen economy in Alberta. This investment will allow CIFR Technologies to expand our facilities and our ability to conduct full-scale tests of pipeline segments in hydrogen-rich environments. Combined with funds from industry, the support provided by the Alberta government will help Seaford Technologies install and commission a new testing facility for hydrogen and oil and gas infrastructure in our Special Environments Laboratory. Seaford Technologies' new testing facility will help establish a new protocol for qualifying materials for use with hydrogen and hydrogen natural gas blends. This new testing system will highlight the importance of full-scale testing when evaluating material and product performance in very challenging conditions. Small-scale material testing often fails to capture the full impact of hydrogen in an operating environment. Full-scale testing conducted using the new facility here at Seaford will provide a better understanding of how materials and products respond in real-world applications. Investing in facilities such as Seaford Technologies will enable Alberta to be at the forefront of this fast-emerging energy sector. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Mark. So I think that now we're going to move to the media Q&A. And Justin, are you going to conduct that?
Thank you, everyone. We don't have anyone in the question queue today, so that wraps up our event.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Thank you.